What is up, you guys? It's Leah. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to put together the ice cream machine for my lovely co-workers. If you watch my videos on my channel, just ignore this one. This one's specifically for my co-workers. So these things, I don't know what they're called. You're going to want to set them up the right way. Make sure that all of them have the springs.
If any of the springs fall out, it is a very easy fix. All you're gonna do is just grab the spring, put it where it goes, and then just twist it a little bit so that it's kind of hooked onto this little thing.
That's how it's gonna look when it's in there. But when I put it in there, I take the first two off, and I only put the last two, and it'll make it easier. If you go to put it on and it's not fitting, what you want to do is just turn it around, because one of them's bigger than the other. Tighten. So, once you got these things put on, you're going to take a little of your trusty lube. Not too much. You don't want to be touching this too much. Getting it on your skin, getting it off your skin is really hard. And just put a little bit on that tip with that brown. You also don't want to touch that brown stuff. That'll be really hard to clean off of your skin. And you're going to hold on to these. And Trevor, if you want to take a shot deep inside of there, you can see there's a little hexagon in the back, and you're going to try to get this hexagon in that hexagon. Oh, and if the piece isn't on there already, this is going to go not this way, but the opposite way than you think it should. There's also going to be a black O-ring, but these should already be attached, so don't worry about that. These should both already be on there. And like I said, you're just going to try to get the hexagon in the back. Once you got these first two in, then you can go ahead and put the other ones on. And this is a pain in the ass to try to get it exactly right to where it needs to be. If it's not working, just twist it a little. Keep pushing and twisting and jiggling it around. And when you know you've got it in there, when there's about a centimeter of space from the tip to this, because the next step is you're gonna grab these two white circles and these two fan things. I already did this side, obviously, as you can see. And you're just gonna pop those bad boys in there. And these are, if it's sticking out, that's not it, brother. You did something wrong. See that one? I did that one right. This one's right, and you know it because you can put something here and there's nothing sticking out over the tip. Right now there is a little bit, but that's because this thing's uneven. Once I put the thing on, it won't be like that. But this one, you can tell it's wrong because no matter which way I try, this thing's not getting in here. Even if it gets in, it's still sticking out a little bit. So I'm gonna have to redo that one. You can stop. So next step, I've got these things figured out, they're good. Next step is you want to get this ready to put in. I guess the first thing that you could do is you want to get these guys in here. So as you can see, you've got three different kinds. This guy's got a little O-ring. This is the one for the middle. This guy's tricky. This is a new O-ring, so he's not broken in yet and curved as it should be. It's, as you can see, the way it's flat. I'm just going to get a little bit of this because this center one is the hardest one to do. And I'm going to do it first. So, it goes like this. This one you have to insert from the bottom up. And as you can see, there's a little divot in here. And that is where this piece of metal fits in. So you have to go from the bottom. You can't go from the top because this metal will prevent you from putting it in the top. Go from the bottom and you line the divot up with the piece of metal, but at the same time you have to hold this O-ring in and prevent it from, you'll see, if you just try to push it in, it's gonna pop out on this end and it won't be snug in its thing. So you have to be sure to push this down while you're pushing it in there, otherwise it's not gonna fit correctly. And this is another thing that's kind of a pain in the ass, because if you don't do it right, it's not going to work. A lube helped, but you want to make sure that when you look in the side, you can see that the O-ring is properly in its little spot that it's needed to be in. And then again, you have to look at the top and make sure that that piece of metal is going right in the divot. And then these guys are easy. You can put them in the top or the bottom. It doesn't really matter. You just want to be sure that everything is, again, flush. You don't want it sticking out like that. You want everything to be flush with the surface. Then next step, you put these guys on. You don't have to. You can do that last if you want. And then you're just gonna take these O-rings. You can, if you want to, you can put lube on every single O-ring, but I don't necessarily do that because they don't all need it. It's not that hard to get it in. And then once you have these guys in there, you just take it, slide it in. Sometimes you have to, and make sure these orange O-rings are in there as well, because sometimes they'll fall out. You do diagonally. Do this one first, this one second. If you do this one first, do this one second. But my stuff's not lined up properly in there. I might have to take it apart. And once you get all these properly screwed on, like I said, tighten. Go from diagonal when you tighten. Tighten diagonally at a time to make sure that it's getting a good seal. And to test the seal, you can dump a little water in the top and see if it falls out. I don't need to do that because so. Then you're gonna put these guys in, and then the very last step is you're gonna get these dudes. And damn, Trevor, I don't know how you're gonna record this, but there's a little hole, perfect. And if you push it in there and it's not going down, all you need to do is just spin it a little bit. Try it again, spin it a little bit, try it again. And when you find the perfect spot, it'll go in. And bada bing, bada boom, you guys. Congratulations, you put together the ice cream machine. Good job. Thank you.